My child, feel the stirring within you even now. You have been sensing it for some time. The quiet movement beneath the surface, the invisible shifting of seasons, the trembling in places you once called secure. You have looked around and seen little change, but inside, something deeper has been calling you. A sound too soft for natural ears, but too loud for your spirit to ignore. You have carried promises that seemed impossible. You have endured seasons where everything appeared silent, and yet, despite it all, something inside you refused to let go. That something is not weakness, nor stubbornness. It is the seed of faith I planted in you before you even knew how to name it. You have felt isolated at times, wondering why others around you seem to move ahead while you wait. You have asked me in your quiet moments if I had forgotten you, if perhaps you had missed your moment, if somehow the doors you prayed for would remain closed forever. I have heard every cry, every whispered doubt, every hidden hope you were almost afraid to hold on to. And I tell you today, I am opening doors you cannot yet see. Doors not made by human hands, doors not found by the maps of men. These are doors prepared in the invisible, set apart for a time such as this. And you, my child, are closer than you have ever been to stepping through them. Understand this. I am not limited by what you see. I'm not restrained by what you understand. While you have been looking at closed doors, I've been building corridors of favor behind walls you did not even know existed. While you have been praying for one opening, I have been preparing multiple paths to bring you into promises greater than you imagined. The delay was not denial. It was construction. I've been working behind the scenes of your life, setting divine alignments into motion, shifting pieces that seemed unrelated, weaving together a tapestry of destiny that will soon unfold before your very eyes. You have seen glimpses, flashes of hope, moments when your heart quickened at the thought that change might be near. Those were not accidents. They were whispers from my spirit, confirmations that even when you could not see the full picture, I was still speaking, still moving, still building. You have walked by faith, not by sight, and though the road has been longer than you expected, it has not been wasted. Every step, every pause, every detour you didn't understand has been leading you here, to this threshold, where the unseen will become seen, where the promises once carried only in your spirit will be birthed into reality. There are doors being opened that you didn't even know to ask for. There are opportunities coming that you could not have orchestrated if you tried. There are connections being prepared that no network could arrange. I am the one who holds the keys, and I am unlocking the future I wrote over your life long before you knew to dream it. You do not need to strive to make it happen. You do not need to force your way through barriers. I am the one moving the walls. I'm the one leveling the mountains. I'm the one who says yes when every other voice says no. But hear me, my beloved. The doors I am opening are not simply about your comfort. They are about your calling. They are not simply for your blessing, but for my purposes through you. I am raising you up not only to receive, but to release. Not only to enter, but to lead others into what they thought was impossible. The favor I am pouring out is not an end in itself. It is a beginning. A commissioning into a greater story, where your life becomes a testimony of what I can do with a surrendered heart. Prepare yourself, not just for what you have asked for, but for more. Stretch your faith, expand your vision, lift your expectations. I am not the God of barely enough. I am the God of exceedingly, abundantly above all you could ask or think. What you are stepping into is not the result of chance. It is the fulfillment of divine strategy. Every delay has been a setup for acceleration. Every closed door has been a redirection toward my best. Every battle you survived has qualified you for the victory now at hand. Stay sensitive to my leading. Stay soft in your spirit. Stay flexible in my hands. As the doors begin to open, there will be a temptation to rush ahead or to lean on your own understanding. Resist that urge. Trust the pace of my spirit. Trust the timing of my hand. Some doors will swing wide suddenly. Others will require a step of faith into what feels unseen. But know this, I am with you in every step, orchestrating the details, speaking through the silence, confirming through peace. My child, this is not the end of your story. It is the unfolding of what I have long prepared. The days ahead will not be without challenge, but they will be marked by a grace you have never known before. You will move in spaces you once only prayed about. You will stand in places where others said you did not belong. You will see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living, not because you fought harder than others, but because you chose to trust me when it made no sense. Get ready. Stay expectant. Keep your spirit tuned to the sound of my voice. The doors are opening, not in the way you expected, not always where you expected, but in the perfect alignment of my will. Walk forward with boldness. Walk forward with peace. Walk forward knowing that what is about to unfold is not just an answer to prayer. It is the manifestation of a promise written before time began. You are stepping into the unseen, becoming seen. You are stepping into fulfillment. You are stepping into the goodness I have stored up for you. Trust me. The doors are opening, and nothing can stop what I've ordained. My beloved, I see you. I have always seen you. Long before you ever questioned your worth, before you ever doubted your place, before you ever compared your journey to another's. My eyes were on you with unwavering love. You have walked through seasons where you felt invisible to the world, overlooked by those you longed to notice you. You have carried silent burdens, prayed silent prayers, and fought battles that few ever understood. Yet, through it all, my gaze never turned away. I have been attentive to every heartbeat, every sigh, every tear you hid from others. I have counted each moment as precious. Nothing about you has escaped my attention. You need to know, my beloved, that you have never been lost to me. You were never one of the many. You have always been uniquely cherished. I crafted you with care, wove you together with dreams and purposes specific to you. The way you think, the way you feel deeply, the way you notice things others pass by, all of these are reflections of my intentional design. I made you sensitive not as a weakness, but as a strength, a gateway to compassion and insight the world desperately needs. I made you resilient not so that you would never fall, but so that you would rise again, time after time, learning with each step that your strength does not come from yourself, but from me. My son, my daughter, the doubts you carry about your own value are rooted in lies that I am tearing down even now. You have believed you were too broken, too late, too small to matter in the great story I am writing. But nothing could be further from the truth. You are not an afterthought. You are not a mistake. You are not forgotten. You are a vital piece of a puzzle you have only begun to see. The enemy has worked hard to make you doubt your place, because he fears the fullness of what you are called to release. He has whispered that you are insignificant because he knows you are destined to influence, to shift atmospheres, to carry my presence into places others cannot reach. You are not what your failures say you are. You are not defined by the moments when fear was louder than faith. You are not trapped by the mistakes of your past or the limitations of your upbringing. I call you chosen. I call you appointed. I call you anointed. I call you mine. And every time you doubted it, every time you questioned if it was still true after the mess, after the delay, after the disappointment, I reaffirmed it in heaven, sealing it with my unchanging love. My precious one, I have not changed my mind about you. Not in your weakest moment, not in your darkest hour, not when you fell short, not when you wandered. My covenant with you is not fragile. It does not depend on your perfection. It is anchored in my nature, and I am faithful when you are faithless. I am steady when you are shaken. I am for you, even when you struggle to be for yourself. You have wondered at times why the road has been so hard, why the battles have been so long, why it felt like every door took longer to open for you than for others. But understand this: the depth of preparation is always in proportion to the greatness of the calling. I've been building something deep within you that could not be built quickly. Quick results may satisfy the moment, but deep roots sustain the destiny. I was never interested in giving you fleeting victories. I have always been committed to building you into a house that can carry lasting glory. I invite you now, my dear one, to lay down the comparison. Lay down the timelines you placed upon yourself. Lay down the expectations that were never mine to begin with. I am not rushing you. I am not grading your performance. I am not disappointed in your pace. I walk with you patiently, joyfully, celebrating every step closer to me. I see your small daily obediences, the prayers you pray when no one sees, the kindness you extend when it's not returned, the courage it takes to believe again after another closed door, and I smile over you. My child, you're doing better than you think. You're growing in ways you do not even realize yet. Seeds planted in hiddenness are growing strong roots before they ever break the surface. Trust the unseen work I'm doing inside of you. Trust the process that feels slow, but is rich with purpose. You are not delayed. You are being developed. You are not forgotten. You are being fortified. Come closer still. Lean into my voice louder than the noise of doubt. Rest your weary heart against mine and hear the steady rhythm that has never changed. You are loved. You are called. You are mine. The doors I am opening are not just invitations to new places. They are affirmations of who you have always been in me. Walk through them not with fear, but with the full assurance that you are exactly who I created you to be. This is not the season for striving. This is the season for trusting. This is not the season for proving yourself. This is the season for standing in the truth of your identity. The world will tell you to earn it. Religion will tell you to deserve it, but I tell you, receive it. Receive my love freely. Receive my plans fully. Receive my affirmation deeply. You do not need to fight for a place at the table. You were always invited. You were always expected. You belong here. Come, my precious one. Let me remind you again who you are. Let me strengthen the parts of you that have grown tired. Let me breathe fresh courage into the dreams you almost gave up on. The door is open. The way is clear. And my arms are wide to receive you as you step forward into everything I have spoken over your life. I know the pain you carry. I know the questions you wrestle with in the silent corners of your heart. I have seen the nights you laid awake wondering why the road had to be so difficult, why dreams had to be delayed, why promises felt so far away. I have heard every whisper of disappointment, every silent scream of frustration, every tear that you were too tired to wipe away. You need to understand, your pain was never unnoticed. Your struggle was never ignored. I was there through it all, not as a distant observer, but as a father who never took his eyes off you. Pain has a way of speaking louder than truth when you are weary. It tells you that you are alone, abandoned, forgotten. It tells you that the promises must have passed you by. But pain lies. Pain is a tool, not a definition. I never meant for you to wear your wounds as your identity. I allowed the pain not to punish you, but to prepare you. I allowed the pressure not to crush you, but to carve you into a vessel that could carry more than you ever imagined. You have wondered why the path was harder for you than for others. You have compared your battles to their victories. But I tell you now, the depth of the battles you faced was matched to the greatness of the call I placed within you. Nothing you have endured has been wasted. Every moment of heartbreak, every loss, every closed door was used to refine you. I was shaping you in ways comfort never could. I was forging strength where weakness once lived. I was teaching you to lean on me when everything else failed. My beloved, understand that the crushing seasons were not to destroy you. They were to produce the oil of anointing that can only come through brokenness. The olive must be crushed to produce oil. The grape must be pressed to release wine. So too, your heart had to be pressed, your spirit had to be stretched to release the fragrance and power that were hidden inside you all along. There were wounds you received that made you question my love. There were betrayals you endured that made you wonder if I truly cared. But hear me now. Not a single tear was wasted. Not a single cry went unheard. I caught every tear and turned it into rain that watered the seeds of your future. I stood with you when the pain was too much for you to stand alone. I whispered hope into your spirit when your mind screamed that it was over. I carried you through valleys so dark you thought you would never find your way out. And every step, every stumble, every cry was a step closer to the promise I was preparing. My dear one, pain has a way of revealing what comfort hides. It shows you where your trust really lies. It shows you what your heart clings to when everything else is stripped away. And though it felt cruel in the moment, it was mercy. I allowed things to be removed from you, people, titles, dreams you built in your own understanding, because I knew they could not carry you where I was taking you. I removed what was temporary so that I could establish what is eternal. I broke down what was fragile so that I could build what is unshakable. You see only part of the picture now, but one day you will look back and bless the breaking. You will bless the waiting. You will bless the seasons where it felt like nothing was happening, because those were the seasons where I was doing my deepest work in you. Roots grow downward before fruit grows upward. Stability is built in silence before strength is revealed in public. I was not ignoring you in the quiet seasons. I was investing in you. I was pouring into your spirit wells of wisdom, patience, resilience, and endurance that you will draw from for the rest of your life. My precious one, if I had given you what you asked for when you first asked, it would have crushed you. The blessing would have become a burden. The promotion would have outpaced the preparation. In my love, I delayed what your heart cried for, so that your spirit could be ready to carry it well. What felt like withholding was actually protection. What felt like abandonment was actually a setup for greater intimacy. You learned to hear my voice in the dark, to trust my heart when my hand seemed hidden. That kind of trust cannot be taught in easy seasons. It is forged in the fires of difficulty, and it is more precious than gold. I know you carry scars. I know some days the weight of the past feels heavier than the hope of the future. But lift your eyes, my child. Your scars are not signs of failure. They are signs of survival. They are the proof that you stayed when you could have run. They are the testimony that you trusted when giving up would have been easier. They are the markers of battles fought and won with my strength. You are stronger than you realize, wiser than you know, braver than you feel. Not because you never fell, but because you always got back up. And I was the one lifting you each time. Your pain has become your oil. Your waiting has become your strength. Your brokenness has become your beauty. What you thought disqualified you has become the very thing that will qualify you to minister to others. You will comfort those who sit in ashes, because you have sat there yourself. You will speak hope to those lost in the night, because you have found the dawn. You will carry healing, not from theory, but from experience. And your words will carry weight because they are backed by the fire you survived. Trust me with your story, my child. Trust me with the parts you still don't understand. Trust me that nothing is wasted in my hands. I am weaving it all together into a testimony that will bring me glory and bring you joy beyond what you thought possible. The pain was real, but so is the promise. The tears were many, but so will be the laughter. The night was long, but morning is breaking even now. Hold on a little longer. Keep your heart open a little wider. I am not finished with you. I am just getting started, and what is coming will be worth it all. My child, the season you are stepping into is unlike any you have known before. The ground you are walking on has been prepared through prayer, through persistence, through perseverance, in seasons where you thought nothing was happening. What you couldn't see with your natural eyes has been moving powerfully in the unseen. Every quiet act of faith, every whispered prayer, every tear of trust. They have built something in the spirit that is now beginning to break through into your visible world. The doors you once knocked on with weary fists are beginning to open with ease under the weight of my command. You have asked me for signs, and I have heard your heart. You have prayed for confirmations, and I have set them in motion. Watch carefully, my precious one, for the signs will come swiftly. They will not be marked by chaos or confusion, but by peace that surpasses understanding. Opportunities you once chased will now come find you. Conversations you once tried to orchestrate will now unfold naturally. People you once struggled to connect with will now seek you out. Drawn, not by your striving, but by my favor resting upon you. There will be alignments that seem almost too perfect to explain. Paths will cross, doors will swing open, timing will fall into place with a precision that only I could arrange. You will step back in awe, realizing that no human hand could have woven the details together so beautifully. These are my fingerprints, the signs that my promises are not distant, but active and alive in your life. Pay attention to the small nudges, the quiet prompts, the inner knowing that stirs your spirit. These are the whispers of my spirit leading you step by step into the fulfillment of what I have spoken. Do not be surprised when the old begins to fall away. Some doors will close, not because you failed, but because they have served their purpose. Some relationships will shift, not out of anger, but because their time in your story has come to a natural end. Release them without bitterness. Trust that every subtraction is making room for divine addition. I am not taking from you. I am making space for what is better. I'm not leaving you empty. I'm preparing you to be filled to overflowing. My beloved, the signs of this new season will not always be dramatic. Some will be subtle, quiet confirmations that settle deep in your spirit. Others will be undeniable shifts that even those around you will recognize. Both are signs of my hand at work. Do not dismiss the small beginnings. Do not overlook the quiet victories. The same God who moves mountains also parts seas with a whisper. I am in the big and the small, the sudden and the slow, the thunderous and the gentle. As you walk through this season, keep your heart tender. Keep your ears tuned to my voice. Let gratitude guard your spirit, even when the changes stretch you beyond your comfort. Gratitude will keep your eyes open to see what I'm doing, even when it does not look the way you expected. I'm doing a new thing, and it will not look like the old. It will require a fresh lens, a new level of trust, a deeper reliance on my guidance. Some of the signs you will see will come in the form of opportunities that challenge you to rise higher than you have before. Do not shrink back. When the new doors open, step through them with courage, even if your knees tremble. I am not looking for your perfection. I am looking for your obedience. I am not waiting for you to have it all figured out. I am asking you to trust me with each step. You will find that when you move in faith, I will meet you with provision, strength, and wisdom you did not know you carried. There will also be internal signs, shifts in your heart, in your desires, in your dreams. Things you once pursued with passion may no longer hold your attention, and new visions will rise up that align more closely with my heart. Do not mourn what I shift. Celebrate the growth. Celebrate the maturity. Celebrate the refining that is making you ready for more. My son, my daughter, the signs will not be limited to your personal life. I am stirring the environment around you. Communities will shift. Connections will be made. Movements will begin. You will find yourself positioned in places of influence you once thought were beyond your reach. Not because you pushed your way in, but because I placed you there for such a time as this. You will carry my presence into rooms that have been dry and desperate for the living water you now carry. As the signs unfold, stay rooted in my word. Stay anchored in prayer. Stay humble in success. Stay faithful in the small things. I will trust you with more as you steward what I place in your hands now. Celebrate every door that opens, but remember always that the greatest treasure is not the opportunity. It is the nearness to me that the journey has built within you. Look up, my child. Watch and see. The signs are all around you. The doors are swinging open. The path is clearing. What you once only dreamed about is stepping into reality. Not by might, not by power, but by my Spirit, says the Lord. My child, now that the doors are opening and the way is being made clear, it is not enough simply to see what I am doing. You must learn how to walk in it. Faith is not only believing for a miracle, faith is stepping forward in obedience even when the full picture has not yet unfolded. I am calling you to a life of steady trust, a walk marked not by striving or rushing, but by the confident steps of one who knows they are led by the hand of the Almighty. Each day, before you move toward me. Begin your mornings not with the noise of the world, but with the stillness of my presence. It is here, in the quiet with me, that you will receive the clarity you need for each decision. I will not always show you the whole path at once. Often I will only illuminate the next step. Trust me in the small steps, and you will find yourself exactly where you are meant to be. Do not despise the days of small beginnings. Every great move of mine starts in unseen, humble obedience. Stay sensitive to my voice, my dear one. You are entering a season where distractions will be louder, opportunities will be many, and the temptation will be to chase what looks good instead of waiting for what is God. Not every open door is a door from me. Not every invitation is one you are called to accept. You must learn to discern, not by sight alone, but by the peace that rules in your spirit. My peace will be your compass. If you step toward something and find that my peace lifts, pause. Seek me again. I will never lead you through confusion or pressure. My ways are marked by peace, even in the midst of challenge. My son, my daughter, I'm calling you to walk at my pace, not ahead of me, not lagging behind. Trust that I am never late, and I am never early. I move in perfect timing. When it feels slow, trust that I am preparing you or the environment. When it feels fast, trust that I have already made you ready, even if you do not feel it yet. Sensitivity to my timing will protect you from unnecessary battles and lead you into victories prepared in advance. Stay rooted in my word. Let my promises be the foundation under your feet when circumstances try to shake you. You will face moments where doubts will whisper louder than dreams. In those moments, return to what I have spoken. Remind yourself of what is unchanging. My word will not fail. My promises are yes and amen. When you feel weary, do not run to the voices of the world. Run to the living word that breathes strength into dry bones and hope into tired hearts. Guard your heart, my precious one. Out of it flow the issues of life. Protect your joy. Protect your gratitude. Protect your focus. Choose to speak life even when discouragement tries to settle over you. Choose to see with eyes of faith even when the landscape looks barren. Your words are seeds. Plant words of hope, of truth, of expectation. Your atmosphere will shift as you align your speech with my heart. Do not agree with fear. Do not partner with lies. Agree with me and you will see the fruit of faith begin to break through in every area of your life. Walk in humility as doors open. Remember that favor is not earned. It is given. Walk low, knowing that every opportunity, every connection, every breakthrough is a gift from my hand. Celebrate the victories, but keep your heart anchored in me, not in the success. When you stay humble, you stay under the flow of my grace. Pride blocks the stream of my blessing. Humility keeps it pouring freely. Be a carrier of my presence, not just my promises. Let those who encounter you see not just someone who is successful, but someone who walks with God. Be intentional in your relationships. Surround yourself with those who sharpen your faith, who speak truth when you need it, who point you back to me when distractions come. Not everyone can walk with you into the places I'm taking you. Some relationships were for a season, and that's okay. Release them with blessing. Others I will send to stand with you, to pray with you, to strengthen your arms when you feel weak. Discern who is called to this next chapter with you. Most importantly, my child, stay in constant communion with me. I am not looking for religious performance. I am longing for daily relationship. Talk to me throughout your day, not just in the morning or at night, but as you go. Ask me for wisdom in the small decisions. Thank me in the ordinary moments. Invite me into your work, your conversations, your plans. I desire to walk with you in every part of your life, not just in the sacred moments, but in the everyday ones. Obedience will be your pathway to breakthrough. Trust will be your shield against fear. Worship will be your weapon in battle, and intimacy with me will be your anchor when the winds rise. Stay close, stay willing, stay surrendered. You do not need to be perfect. You simply need to be available. You are moving into a season where your faith will no longer be built on what you hope for, but on what you see me fulfill. The unseen is becoming seen. The doors are opening. The promises are unfolding. Walk forward, one faithful step at a time, knowing that every step you take in obedience is a step deeper into the destiny I have already written over your life. I see the way you have questioned your worth. I've watched the battles within you, the silent struggles where you wondered if you were enough, if you had missed your moment, if somehow the mistakes of yesterday disqualified you from the future I have promised. Hear me clearly now. Nothing you have faced, nothing you have walked through, nothing you have stumbled over has the power to rewrite what I have spoken over your life. You are not your failures. You are not your fears. You are not the labels the world tried to place upon you. You are who I say you are, and my word over you is final. I call you beloved. I call you chosen. I call you redeemed. I call you strong, not because you never feel weak, but because my strength is perfected in your weakness. I call you victorious, not because you have never known defeat, but because I have already won the victory on your behalf. When I look at you, I do not see the mess of your mistakes. I see the masterpiece of my mercy. I see the reflection of my Son within you, shining even through the cracks you thought disqualified you. My precious one, you have spent too much time measuring your worth by broken rulers. You have compared your journey to others and found yourself lacking. You have listened to the whispers of the enemy that told you you were too far gone, too broken, too ordinary to be used for anything significant. But I tell you now, those whispers were lies. They were the desperate attempts of a defeated enemy to keep you from walking in the authority you were born to carry. You were never meant to fit into the molds of this world. You were never called to blend in. You were created to stand out, to shine with a light that could only come from me. I know the names you have been called. I know the accusations that have been hurled against you. I know the words that wounded you, some spoken by others, some spoken by your own weary heart. But today, I am speaking a better word. I am reaching into the deep places where shame tried to build its home, where fear tried to erect its walls, and I am tearing them down with the truth of who you are. You are not rejected. You are accepted. You are not abandoned. You are adopted. You are not a burden. You are a blessing. You are not invisible. You are intimately known and infinitely loved. Let me rebuild what life tried to tear apart. Let me rewrite the storylines that pain etched into your soul. Let me restore the dreams you buried under layers of disappointment. You are not too late. You are not too broken. You're exactly where I can work a miracle. You're exactly the kind of vessel I delight to fill. Not the perfect, but the surrendered. Not the flawless, but the willing. I have chosen you, and my choice is not based on your ability, but on my love. You have been called to carry my presence. You have been marked with my spirit. You have been set apart for good works prepared in advance for you to walk in. No mistake, no failure, no human opinion can cancel what I have destined for you. What I have begun in you, I will finish. What I have planted, I will bring to harvest. The identity I placed within you before the foundation of the world is rising to the surface now. It is time for you to walk, not in the shadows of fear, but in the light of truth. Stand up, my son. Rise up, my daughter. Shake off the lies. Break agreement with every false identity. You are not small. You are mighty through me. You are not forgotten. You are favored. You are not overlooked. You are seen and celebrated by heaven. Lift your head, not in pride, but in the confidence of one who knows they are deeply loved and fully accepted. The enemy fears the moment you believe who you truly are, because when you do, you will walk with a boldness that hell cannot withstand. You will speak words that carry weight. You will move in authority that shifts atmospheres. You will pray prayers that shake foundations. You will love with a power that breaks chains. You were never meant to limp through life under the weight of false identities. You were created to run with freedom, clothed in righteousness, crowned with glory, and filled with my spirit. My child, let my voice be louder than every lie. Let my truth be the banner over your life. Let my promises be the foundation you build upon. You are who I say you are. Nothing less, nothing more. Fully known, fully loved, fully equipped. Walk in the fullness of your identity. Walk in the strength of my promises. Walk in the joy of knowing that nothing, not height, nor depth, nor past mistakes, nor future fears, can separate you from my love. You are mine, and in me, you are enough. My child, as you step into the fulfillment of what I have prepared, it is more important than ever that you stay anchored in me.